Welcome back. We continue to follow the criticism that comes from the Supreme Court's ruling earlier this week on presidential immunity. Among the critics, New York Congressman Joe Morelle, who's planning to introduce a constitutional amendment that would reverse what he describes as SCOTUS's harmful decision. Congressman Morelle posting on Twitter, on X, the 4th of July is a fitting backdrop to reflect on the importance of our democracy and our duty as Americans to uphold it. That's why I'm introducing a constitutional amendment to ensure accountability and justice always prevail. No president should be above the law. Legal panel's here to weigh in. Ron Chapman is a federal defense attorney. So, Ron, just curious to hear from you about this argument that Congress would act to sort of get presidential immunity in check. Your thoughts of his plan?
Well, that's simply not something that's going to work. I mean, first of all, never going to get the votes to be able to get a constitutional amendment passed. I mean, that's only been done very few times, and certainly the country would be too divided for anything like that. But the second issue is, the Supreme Court's ruling in this case was a constitutional ruling. It was a ruling that has been necessary, well, not necessary, for over 200 years because presidents weren't charged, indicted with offenses like this. But now that the Supreme Court has spoken, that's the law of the land as far as I'm concerned. So I don't think that's something that's going to be realistic. And I'd like to go a bit further and say that a lot of the hyperbolic information coming from the left about what could happen given this immunity ruling is just absolutely wrong. Donald Trump has immunity for official acts, period. And I think that's pretty clear by the Supreme Court.
And what we also learned this week is the determination between official versus unofficial acts will be now kicked down to that lower court, the D.C. court, Doug, and maybe that's where we go next with this. And we got to leave it right there for sake of breaking news. Ron Chapman,
thank
Doug,
you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.